Hello friends, welcome back. Junior with classic VW Bugs. Today we go back to Harley, the 73 Westfalia. Engine is already out, rust treated some areas that were pretty bad and rotted. And today I'm going to go ahead and tackle this rear end right here, which is pretty crusty. As you can see right there, I'm going to cut off around that line that I traced there and replace it by some reclaimed sheet metal from another bus donor part. So I'm going to use this here to replace that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do some prep work. Basically, I'm going to take an angle grinder and cut this off. Okay, so looks like that's pretty crusty in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and work repairing all of that stuff right there. I'm going to get all of the garbage out, and I'm gonna rust treat it, and then I'm gonna begin my repairs from the inside out. That's gonna need some repairs right there. It's gonna need some repairs right there. So I'm gonna try to use as much of that sheet metal that I have here to repair this right here. So I'm gonna get first and rinse that out with some soapy water, wire brush all of that, rust treat it and rinse it, and then we'll come back to more fabrication. So I know it's hard to actually have a good look at that cavity in there, but I wanted to give you at least an inside look of what it looks like. It doesn't look that bad, but we still are going to go ahead and treat it. And before we finish all of the fabrication and close everything out, we'll go ahead and spray some primer and paint in there to at least, you know, give it a little bit of a more longer life. So there's a few parts from the inside of the engine bay that are going to need some repair, and we're going to do that, which is that part right there and right there. So one piece at a time, I'm going to make it look nicer. So I cut out this piece here, and that's gonna go right here. This is to add more structural support. Check it out, guys. I feel like if I install it like that, it would still look fine. It's gonna be in the inside of the engine bay. I can do a overlap well right here, and that really wouldn't matter. It's something that aesthetically won't affect me anyway. If you look over there, that there is sort of like a overlap well, so why not? Why can't I do the same here? So that's my story, and I'm sticking with it. I think that's what I'm gonna go for with that. Now there's a piece here that it's broken. I have to do some research. So I don't know how it goes. I'll probably have to fix this here, get it straight or something, because it's got a number in it. So that might help. So I might just go something like that. But I have to figure out what it's missing here. Somebody cut something here. So keeping that, leaving that there. I'm actually gonna put a C-clamp here maybe, and just leave it with a C-clamp there for it to keep on getting acclimated to the shape. Tomorrow I'll come back and rust treat that again and hold it right there and leave it like that. And then I'll work the other side. On the other side, I gotta rust treat also the inside of this here and here. And I gotta figure out how I'm gonna work out my magic with these holes right here. And here, I think I might just cut off that piece right there. Try to salvage the battery holder and just weld another piece of metal and call it a day. Today we continue with more sheet metal repair and fabrication. Initially I was going to repair this section here with a piece of sheet metal, but my wife suggested that I repair it so it would look nicer. So I listened and I ordered it from Heritage, so we're just waiting on that to arrive here. While that happens, I'm going to continue to repair some other areas that may need attention. Things like inside the battery tray, where the battery tray sits, there's a part right there that is rotted out and it needs to be repaired, so I'm going to be working on that. And also over here at this corner, there's another section that is going to need repair, so we're going to focus today in trying to get that done. I'll wait now for my new part to arrive, because once my new part arrives and I cut this out here, I can pretty much address any other areas in here in a better fashion, because I will have a better visibility to it and a better access. Well, let's go ahead and continue to do some repair. Go ahead and get a piece of cardboard, trace out this section right here. I think I'm going to just go ahead and cut it right there and replace it. So with this one right here, I might just do a lat well. So I'm going to go ahead and work on that. I'll bring you back when I cut my piece of template. It's already being rust treated, and we already have the piece cut out for that right there. So we'll come back to it tomorrow. Okay friends, so I really haven't recorded much of the fabrication process, but you know, sometimes it is hard to do both fabrication and recording. But so far, replace this piece of metal right here, right now. I have another piece here in the bottom to make the bottom part of that it's missing. I already traced the line here. So that's what it's looking like right now so far. Still have to work on that right there, but that's coming. It's in the process of being fabricated. So over here, this is what it's gonna look like. So I'm gonna go ahead and spot weld it in here. And this piece here was really rotted. I replaced it with a little piece of metal, and then I'm going to reinforce it in the bottom again with something like this, and then eventually rust treat this again. I already did rust treated it, and I'm gonna go ahead and rust treat it one more time. And then this part right here, I'm gonna make a patch for it from the other side. So this is the bottom plate that I made. That's gonna go right here. So next we're gonna go ahead and fit that right there and tack it. And more sheet metal being repaired one piece at a time. So today we cut out the battery tray and we will be replacing that piece sometime tomorrow. I welded a piece of sheet metal. I reclaimed some of the sheet metal from the 1979 bay window, and this is what we have right now. It's tacked in place. I need to go back and wire brush it. It is better than it was before. That will hold the battery. It's been a couple of days. I have been doing some rust repair as much as I can with the time that I actually spare. I have not been recording every single step-by-step or detail as to how I repair it, but it's pretty much straightforward. You lay out a pattern with a piece of cardboard and you cut out the piece that is rotted. You use that piece as a template. You cut out the piece of cardboard, you take the cardboard and you take it to your sheet metal, you trace it, you cut it, you tack it, and you stitch it, right? That's pretty much it. So I'll go ahead and show you where I'm at today in regards to some of the repairs that I have done, and we'll take it from there. So let me go ahead and turn the camera around. So we are inside the engine bay. This inner piece right here was all rotted. I cut out a piece of sheet metal and repair that. It's not perfect. I don't expect it to be perfect right now. All I want to do is make it better. Best thing to do would be to just replace the whole thing as fast as I can. So I'm going to go ahead and do as much and many repairs as I can to bring it back to life. This still needs some touch-ups, but you know, overall it's a pretty nice patch. It's no longer rotted. I still have to make a little bit of a fixing right here. I still have to do a little bit of fixing right here, but we'll take care of that. It looks like whoever owned this bus before cut out a big chunk piece of metal from here. I honestly don't have any idea what they did or why they did it. There is another piece right here that I intend to put it back on here because it's got a number in it, and I'm thinking that it might have to do with part of being an identification for the bin number. That's my thought process. I think that's what that is. So I'll put that back where it belongs right there. I think they sell this whole piece. I did see that in Heritage. My thing with Heritage is that the shipping for them is really costly. I purchased the outer seal. It was $37, and to ship it here, it was more than the cost of the part. So it was $48 for the shipping. So you go figure, you know, make numbers. So it was $48 and the part was $37. So cost effective? Not really. Time consuming? It will help with not having to spare a lot of time in fabrication. Yes, initially I was going to repair that piece with a sheet metal, but my wife suggested that I buy it so that it would look nicer and not have to apply any filler to it. But and I listened to her, but honestly, I think that it would have been best to just repair mine for now. Here, the battery tray was all rotted. And yesterday I cut out a piece of sheet metal from a donor parts from the 1979 Boss that I got some parts from to use to patch up. And overall, I'm happy with that. That's going to be hidden and under the battery, so I'll just apply some seam sealer. I still have to do some wire brushing and clean up the wells, and then apply some primer and spray it with a nice coat of paint to make it look nicer. But you know what? That's going to stay like that. This section needs additional work. I have another piece of metal to add here to make this edge look nicer. It's going to have sort of like a step in it, which it will actually cover this section right here, and it will look much nicer than this here. Also, I'm thinking about drilling a couple of holes, like in this lower spot right here, just like this one right here that was already in the piece, and here, maybe one here, maybe here. Will actually help with water drainage when we watch the engine bay in the near future. I also need to recondition the battery bracket and weld it back in place so that we can fasten the battery to this section here. So it's gonna come from here all the way down to about here. This hole right here. So it's kind of like an arch kind of thing, or square or box kind of thing. You get the idea. Yesterday I hammered this out with some of my body hammers, and I got it to look straight. So it's as straight as it's going to be. Maybe it will require a very thin film of filler, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. It's getting to the point where eventually I will be able to spray this here. Once I get all these pieces repaired, which I think that I'm getting to that point right now, where I might even work on this one right here. It's got a bunch of Swiss cheese holes in it, as you can see it right there. So this here is not looking that pretty, but you know what? I'm fine with that. I don't know if it's going to be worth to invest the time to cut this out and fix it. Who knows? I'll think about that later. And then I already prefabbed the piece that goes right here. And I have already rust treated this part right here. All I just got to do is just wire brush it and get some weld-through primer to put on that. This is the piece that I prefabbed and pre-cut for that. I'm going to put that right there. I'm going to stitch it right here, do a butt weld right there, and here I'm just going to make a couple of holes on top of it and weld it to just, if I ever need to replace this piece here, if I eventually, you know, down the road decide that I want to replace this here, it's going to be easier for me to just drill out the spot welds from here. So I'll probably just do, I don't know, maybe one here, and maybe one here and one here, like four plug welds to emulate a spot weld, and that way I can always drill them out if I need to. That's what we are doing right now. So I'm gonna turn the camera around here and get back to this here. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop the camera here. Really, you don't need to see me with a drill and a wire brush cleaning this here, because that's what I am going to do now. And I'll bring you back when I see that there's a need to continue to share some of the status with the bus, okay? All right, so let me go ahead and stop right here. Okay, so made a patch for that right there. There's still some little holes right here that I have to tackle. I still have to come back and plug well a little bit more in here. But so far, now I have a whole piece in the bottom. So what once was a big hole right here, it's no more. I still have to do a little bit more of a finishing touch in here. This has to come up and be tack weld right there. Just patch weld this right here. Still have to do the grinding, but I'll come back and do that later. And I still have to do one more of piece of metal to go here, sort of like that, to provide a little bit more of rigidity and make it stronger and make it look uniform. But I'm okay with that. That's gonna be inside. I'll just seam seal whatever it needs to be seam seal here, and then spray paint it. But that's about it right there. Looking much better than it was before. All rotted before, now strong metal. Hey friends, so it looks like this video is actually getting to be too long, and I really don't want to make these videos too long because they get boring and they take too long to actually upload into YouTube. So I'll go ahead and show you what I have done here, and then later on I'll bring you back with more updates and another episode of the VW Westy 1973. So let me go ahead and show you what I have completed inside of the engine compartment, and we'll continue with more sheet metal fabrication and restoration for Harley the 1973 Westfalia. Okay, so let's go ahead and wrap up this video here, this episode, and this is the one piece that I fabricated that I was telling you in a clip earlier. I was trying to replicate this step right here, but instead I came up with my own version. I think that this is not OEM, nor it's one of the parts that you actually buy or was there, but for me it's going to work. I think it's going to provide sort of like a mechanical stop for the battery not to slide and hit against this edge right here. So that's going to work for me. It's been primed with some spray paint. It's going to help stop the rust, and later on we'll come back and finish it with some nice spray paint to make it look nicer. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to the other side to show you what we have. Same thing here, spray painted with some primer, rust treated. That's nice. That's good to go. All we need to do is a nice coat of that orange paint, and it's going to look gorgeous. I was talking to my cousin today, and he has informed me that if I'm going to keep my 1600 dual port upright engine in the bus, that I may not need to replicate or fabricate this part here, because if I am going to install the conversion kit, type 4 to a type 1 metal tins for the 1600 dual port upright engine to keep it cool. It is my understanding, as per his information, that this would have to be cut in order for that kit to work out. I'm not sure about that, so if you are aware of that information and you have any experience doing this before, or if you ever have done a conversion from a type 4 to a type 1 and purchased the kit, please comment below in the comment section and let me know what will work for me, or if that's a true statement or not. This section here has been rust treated, spray paint with primer. So now we know that we have a surface that is going to last a little bit longer. I have the piece for here. I just have not welded yet. I have a need to get a cylinder of a CO2 to use my MIG welder. So lately, most of the welding I have been doing it with flux core, been lazy. And I haven't gone around to get a bottle of CO2, but that's coming. And down here, I had a area that I needed to fix, but instead I drilled that with my step cone drill bit, so that I can spray some wax oil later on when I'm done, to just provide more protection. Okay, friends, so that's pretty much it for today. We'll continue to do some more rust repairs with Harley the 1973 Westfalia in the next couple of videos. If this is the first time that you are watching my channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until then, this is Junior with the Classic VW Bucks. Junior out.